Hi, this is Dr. Lawrence from Wellness 2.0. I'm at Dynamic Growth in 2012. I just had the great pleasure of watching Murray Masarik from Real Education do his fantastic talk, and I just fell in love with it. It was just amazing. It just mind shift. It was just mind-blowing for me. And so I wanted to share this with you because a lot of you guys want to become wellness experts in your community. You want to become the person, the go-to person. And one of the things that I hear a lot is that I don't know how to do it. I'm not good enough, or I don't have enough knowledge. There's always something resistance that stops that. So what would you say?
Well, there's a whole range of things, and what I've noticed with people, and especially like the beginning of this profession, is if you believe deep down at the base of your psychology that you are actually not good enough, then that becomes true. You think about if you've gone through the education system, and as children we use external referencing to compare ourselves to see how well we do, and if we know that the kid next to us does English better than yourself or maths, you'll instantly interpret that as not good enough. You know, there's a grading system that has to be done, but we learn that we can't run as fast as the guy next to us, we automatically think we're not good enough. So the concept of not good enough that's taken on as a belief starts off very, very early. And even if we do feel good enough just for a moment, if we feel that we're not worthy, and remember, we have been taught we've been taught to feel not worthy. That means that we can't keep what is rightfully ours. And that's, for example, if someone says to themselves, well, I'm fantastic, they can't keep it because they're not worthy. If someone acknowledges them that they're really fantastic, they can't keep it because they're feeling like they're not worthy. And then what happens after that is, then if they say they're good enough, they can't keep it anyway. So we have two situations. The worthiness is a big topic, and then good enough. And if you're not good enough to give your own esteem, or if you did but you can't keep it because you're unworthy, you get complicated with the whole situation. I see this happening everywhere. I see this in so many areas. If you want to be really, really successful and have it all going on, you definitely got to feel like you're worthy and you have a right to it. And secondly, that you are good enough and you're doing your best, and to pursue that you are good makes a huge difference to people. I've come across in my time in the last 18 years of a lot of chiropractors who have shown up going, Murray, this is what's going on for me, and I have absolutely supported them in changing that whole belief system around till they're very successful, and you know, they're very, 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 they're doing so well in life that, you know, they still remind me 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15 years later.
Yeah, well, I mean, most of the chiropractors I meet that are super successful have all gone through your program. You know, I can't wait to do this program, and I'm definitely going to be signing up for it. But tell us one thing about the training. You mentioned about how we're trained to be like that. You know, as we grow up, we teach our kids to be almost reliant on external.
Oh, okay, this is a fantastic topic, and as a parent, I will. You know, I remember when I was a little boy, that if I played football or sport or anything like that, I was trained to not acknowledge myself because for some reason they'd think you're full of it. And I remember if I played sport really well and did such a great job, that I would hover around my coach or around my father and going, did I do a good job? Was I good? And I actually couldn't tell myself that I had a great game. And what I've had to learn this time around as being the father, that if my son does something really well, the first thing I do before I acknowledge him is I ask him, how did you feel about that? And I've got to work on him acknowledging himself, and then I always do it second. So that means that he's not reliant on me to tell him how fantastic he is and how well he's done. He actually gets it himself. He self-reference his own magnificence, his own brilliance without me. I just confirm it as a second part of the process, and because I'm not going to be always around when he really needs that. It's a very important thing that we start teaching our children that right now.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That concept just stuck with me, and I'm taking that home and teaching my kids differently now. So, Murray, thank you so much for the opportunity. And if you want to check out his website, you got to do the program. It's www.realeducation.com.au, and you just got to take it for, you know, that program is amazing. I know that a lot of people have been impacted by this, and so thank you for being in our profession, and thank you for elevating and changing people's lives, because that's what's going to make a difference.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Lawrence.